Breaking news in regards to the stimulus checks, folks. Democrats are now proposing new spending bills in Congress, meaning that a fourth stimulus payment of $2,000 could arrive very soon. We're just waiting on Congress to see if they can negotiate a deal, and for President Biden to sign the stimulus bills into law. Now, I want to see Speaker Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and many of the Democrats come to terms on a fourth stimulus check and help out the American people. It is definitely necessary that these payments be sent out to help the people that are in need. If you guys agree with me, folks, leave a comment down below saying I agree.
Giving every break in the world to corporations and CEOs. By the way, 55 of our largest companies in America paid $0 in federal taxes on more than $40 billion in profit last year. We can ask corporations and the very wealthy just to pay their fair share.
Everybody, according to new research, states that withdrew early from unemployment programs pushed few people back to work and fueled a nearly $2 billion cut in household spending, and has potentially hurt many local economies. And 26 state governors opted out of the crisis era programs several weeks before their official expiration date on Labor Day. And many economists claim that enhanced benefits were keeping the unemployed people from looking for jobs and fueling a labor shortage.
Oh, you keep them together? No. Our values keep the House Democrats together. So I'm excited, very much excited about that. I talked about how proud I was of my caucus and their commitment to America's working families.
According to a recent study, that bet seems to have a limited payoff. Do you agree with the unemployment benefits being cut off, everybody? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Now, states that ended federal benefits early saw larger job gains among the unemployed. Their employment jumped 4.4 percentage points relative to jobless individuals in states that kept benefits flowing. And according to the paper, which analyzes data through the first week of August, that translates to just 1 in 8 people or unemployed individuals in the cutoff states who found a job during that period.
Speaker Pelosi called an emergency session just this week. We weren't the only country to do so. In the UK, they called the parliament back. But the difference in the UK, their focus was on their citizens in Afghanistan and getting them out. Pelosi worked late into the night while we were here, but nothing to do with Afghanistan. Speaker Pelosi asked the help of the president to make phone calls, not to pass any bills, to put resources to get more Americans out.
House Democrats, though, did patch up a party fracture to take a critical step forward with the Biden economic agenda. So in the coming weeks, Democrats aim to approve a $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure plan and up to $3.5 trillion in investments in social programs. Passing both will require a heavy lift, as leaders will need to satisfy competing demands of centrists, wary of spending, and progressives who want to reimagine the government's role in American households.
And all over America, in Vermont, Washington, Michigan, wherever it may be, you got mom and dad going to work and they can't afford childcare. They're scared to death about whether or not they can afford to send their kids to college.
So folks, now that both chambers have passed the budget measure, Democrats can move with the Republicans to pass through their spending plan via reconciliation. And party leaders want committees to write their pieces of the bill by September 15th before budget committees package them into one massive measure that can move through Congress. Party leaders do face a challenge in coming up with a bill that will satisfy centrists who want to trim back the $3.5 trillion price tag, and progressives who consider it to be the minimum that Congress should spend.
Earlier today, I want to say a word about the progress we're making on the Build Back Better agenda here at home. I just got off the telephone with the leaders in the House. Today, the House of Representatives has taken a significant step toward making a historic investment that's going to transform America, cut taxes for working families, and position the American economy.
Folks, Nancy Pelosi told reporters today, "We write a bill with the Senate because it's no use doing a bill that's not going to get passed by the Senate in the interest of getting things done. So given the magnitude of this legislation, passing it quickly could prove to be difficult. And to appease congressional progressives who have prioritized passage of the budget bill, Democrats can move to pass both proposals at about the same time. And while Nancy Pelosi has given us a September 27th target date to approve the infrastructure plan, the commitment is not binding. Still, Nancy Pelosi noted that Congress must pass the bill before surface transportation spending authorization expires on September 30th. Democrats say the bill combined will provide a jolt to the economy and a lifeline for households. Supporters of the Democratic spending plan, including Nancy Pelosi and Bernie Sanders, have cast it as the biggest expansion of the U.S. social safety net in decades. What do you think about Bernie Sanders, folks? Do you support what he's doing in Congress? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. So everybody, Democrats do plan to expand Medicare and paid leave as well as childcare. They also will extend enhanced household tax credit, while taxing corporations and the wealthy. Democrats hope to sell a wave of new support for families as they campaign to keep control of Congress in next year's midterms. And those elections have helped to generate staunch opposition on the other side of the aisle. The GOP has cited the trillions of dollars in new spending and the proposed reversal of some of its 2017 tax cuts. Republicans and some Democrats have in recent weeks said that another $4.5 trillion in fiscal stimulus can not only boost economic growth, but have the adverse effects of fueling inflation. Folks, what do you think about Congress? Are they doing all that it takes to send out the stimulus payments? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends and family, and give this video a like. Thank you for watching, everybody. Until next time, have a great day.
Back better for women, when they were talking about child care and child tax credit, universal pre-K, home health care, and workforce development. These are not just about women, but women will predominantly benefit because women predominantly bear the responsibility for many of those important priorities in our society. So I'm really very, very excited. I always had confidence. I never doubted that the president's budget would prevail because of the commitment that our caucus has to America's working families. That is what unifies us, whatever our differences at the end of the day. Our commitment to America's working families is the unifier. So people say to us, well, you keep them together. No. Our values keep the House Democrats together. So I'm excited, very much excited about that. What also happened yesterday was historic. We passed the Voting Rights Act on the floor of the House. Now it will go on to the Senate, and hopefully it will see success there. This is called the John Lewis Voter Advancement Act. It is historic in that when we were in the minority, last time I put this in perspective, when we were in the minority in 2006, we wrote the bill, worked in a bipartisan way, the Black Caucus taking the lead to present the